and again, we'll get a wee question in the polls in the chat. Who do you think? What do you think the result is going to be of the klassiker? Is it going to be Borussia Dortmund or is it going to be Bayern Munich? Now, for me, Harry, the reason this is such a big story is because Thomas Tuchel has just came right into Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich at the moment, like the way this season's been going, let me go get the predicted teams up. Like they've been flattering to deceive, and this is maybe the first time in forever that the title race is on. Thomas Tuchel, former Borussia Dortmund manager, right in as Bayern Munich boss. First game against Dortmund when they're top of the table. Tuchel didn't win. I don't think he won anything with Dortmund. I think I'm right in saying. So that is. So there's a bit of drama there. There's a bit of extra flavour in that game, Harry.
Yeah, no, it's massive, obviously, isn't it? First game for him. He's got Musiala fit. Apparently, he's been training with the full squad over the last few days. So that's great news for holders of him and obviously Bayern. But yeah, this is big for Bayern Munich. They can't really afford to lose here at all. A draw would be interesting. It kind of keeps them in it, but it's just not ideal. But I think in a weird way that all the pressure's off Dortmund in a weird way for me. I know they're away from home. Obviously, they are first. But I do think them being away from home alleviates the pressure a little bit. Bookies favour Bayern Munich, which is fair enough. They are at home. But yeah, Tuchel will definitely want to create a big statement and a talking point, I guess, for the weekend, because they need a result here, big time.
Yeah, for sure. Dortmund are only 1 point better off than Bayern, so it's not like it's a crazy lead that they've got over them or anything.
Yeah.
Looking at the league table, but by the way, a wee bit interesting detail that I'm trying to see. Yeah, so there's the last time that they played each other, it was a draw, but after that, there's not been a draw between these two sides in a number of years, it must be said. And when you look at the league table, this season, Borussia Dortmund have drawn twice, lost 6, whereas Bayern have drawn 7, lost 3 in terms of how they've dropped their points. So I don't think this game ends in a draw. And especially when you look at the direct head-to-head of when they do play each other, never mind their own form, plenty of goals are to be had in this game. Mm-hmm. So we can see the Bayern Munich predicted 11 here. Jan Sommer, who we think is a monster of a goalkeeper. Will he concede 3 or more? Well, I guess we'll find out. But we've also got De Ligt, Pavard, and Upamecano in defence with Kimmich and Goretzka. And then the experts reckon Thomas Tuchel's first Bayern Munich lineup will have a supporting 3 of Coman, Musiala, and Alphonso Davies to help out Mane and Muller in attack. Maybe not Mane and Choupo-Moting is the one that comes in, but probably Mane is what they think. So bit of a gung-ho approach from Bayern at home if this is the way they line up,
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, they do have options, going forward. Choupo-Moting, they've got Sane as well to come into this sort of team. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of as good as it gets right now, really. I know Channy's saying in the chat that he doesn't think Musiala plays, which is fair enough. I can see that. I can see a world where that doesn't happen. He might not risk him, in a game like this after picking up a muscle injury over the international break or just before it. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic, and they'll definitely have to go out and make a statement.
Yeah. Bass reckons it's more like 5 at the back. Fair play. Expecting Muller. Yeah, I think it looks like Muller. And yeah, so that poll was quite quick. But it's we've got 60% have went for Bayern to win, 30% have went with Dortmund, and 10% to draw. Make sure you come in and drop a like, guys, when you're getting into the live chat and dropping the poll votes. But we also have the Borussia Dortmund predicted team. So we've got Gregor Kobel, we've got Marius Wolf, Schlotterbeck, Sula, Ryerson to make up the back line in defence. In midfield, Rafi Guerrero in at CDM. It continues. He's becoming a bit of a cheat code now, alongside Jude Bellingham and Emre Can. And then a front 3 of Marco Rolls-Royce, Sebastian Haller, and Daniel Malen, maybe Gio Reyna. So, is this the week that Schlotterbeck doesn't get a big score?
Well, yeah, on paper probably, but then Schlotterbeck being Schlotterbeck, you'll end up getting a last man tackle or a clearance off the line or an assist. There'll be something will happen. He always seems to score above 70. He's phenomenal, and yeah, but on paper, yeah, if Bayern obviously sort of score a couple, then it obviously isn't great for Dortmund defenders. But I think he might somehow just get a bailout card somewhere. He'll get a last man tackle of some sort or clearance off the line.
Yeah, so I'm going to go. I actually think Dortmund score really well in transition and counter attack, right? And I think if this is the way Bayern are going to open up, like Jan Sommer is going to be tested to the limit, but do they have enough to really break down the door? It's a really tough one to say, isn't it? But Yeah, a lot of guys in the chat are saying that Bayern have got 3 or 4 goals. Tuchel masterclass incoming. I'm not a big Tuchel guy. I'm not a big Tuchel fan, to be quite honest with you. And I think Dortmund have, I don't know, I'd love to see Dortmund get a result in this game, but it's kind of hard to go against Munich, isn't it, Harry? If pushed, I guess I would probably go Dortmund because I want them to win more than I think they'll win. What would you go with?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, gun to my head, I do probably favour Bayern. I can't lie. At home, it just feels right that Tuchel kind of gets what he wants out of that first game and just kind of kicks on. For the rest of the season.
Yeah, for sure. And the reason I was saying that's a big Sorare related fixture probably is for 2 reasons. Like, no, number one, obviously Bayern are hugely stacked, but I'm pretty sure John and a bunch of guys are away to the Bayern. I think they're there this weekend in Germany, so we should get some Sorare on tour action at their klassiker, which will be cool, So hopefully anyone going to that and involved with that has a good time, and hopefully it's a good result for everyone that goes. But the other kind of Sorare fixture, and this isn't a real order, guys, so I'm sorry